Look, we're stuck in the system, we can't get out. It's time for a change, stop running your mouth. I'm looking for words, but I can't get it out. Look for the light, but the sun blotted out.
Hold on, let me hop on the beat. Cause social injustice and prisoner mindset is something we gotta defeat. We idle these hoes and wear all these clothes with shoes that can't be creased. Steady looking for substance and change, but we searching all up in these streets.
Got a stain on my shirt that I can't get out. My people on high like the top of the mount. We thirsting for truth, but there's no spout. Look for a savior, but no one around.
But no one's around, but where do they look? It ain't in the church, it ain't in the book. We can't get a job, so we rather crook. They got us in chains, a fish on the hook.
Look, harvesting our bodies, harvesting our organs. Got them real big mad, cause they culture boring. Pimping the poor, Jim Crow at the door. Selling our souls, our daughters a whore. I wanna give in, can't take it no more. Don't wanna believe our people are more.
We swept our cup when we look at decline. We got a new bottle, it's filled with...
What's going on my MACM people? Welcome to another MACM Make a Culture Move podcast, where we cover everything from intense social topics to funny social trends. We're your host, Mark J.
G.
AJ.
Aja.
My bad.
And Tone.
And as always, we have a wonderful podcast for you all today. But before we get started, if we could have our brief disclaimer.
Today here on the Make the Culture Move podcast, we cover all social topic trends that have to do with being Black in the Black community. With that being said, sometimes the things we talk about can be a little uncomfortable, controversy, all that, you know. And so we just ask if something said here by any of us makes you feel a little certain type of way. Just think about it. Why do you feel that way? Evaluate it, break it down for yourself, and then bring it to us and we can break it down together. You feel me? But with that being said, what's up, family? How y'all feeling? Check in with me.
Well, shoot, I'm chilling, a little sleepy, but nah. Next week is gonna be a good week. You know, I got my birthday coming up. Really just plan on chilling and relaxing, man. So, you know, yeah. And I'll pass it to AJ.
I'm good. It's Friday, you know what I'm saying? I got the Freddy Krueger hand. Like, my hand is just cramping up and shit. But, you know, we good. But, yeah, everything's Gucci. So, yeah, I'm going to pass it to Aja.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm not tired like I normally am, so that's a positive step, I guess. But yeah, I'm doing good. And then I'll pass it to G.
I'm tired. I'm good though. I'm good. Yeah. My little brother got a basketball tournament this weekend, so I'm here in Missouri for that and to get the rest of my stuff. But yeah, I'm good, family. Y'all, I got my Rottweiler, so y'all know I'm feeling really, really good because that's my baby.
That's good.
But yeah, go ahead, Tom. We lost him. Okay. He'll come back. He'll come back.
Oh, yeah.
My bad, my shit started spazzing out.
We good, fam.
But I'm doing good today. It's a great day, man. I'm free. I thought I was finna go to jail yesterday, man. I was finna be so sick. Because I was like, man, I know it's going to be a long time in booking. They probably not going to let me see a judge. So I was so happy that they let me walk away. I was like, But besides that, yep, I'm ready to get the weekend started. Chill with my babies and stuff.
That's good, bro. Glad to hear you not arrested, man. That would have been tragic. But appreciate everybody for checking in. We're going to go ahead and jump into our first segment of the day. We got Aja with our Black affirmations. What you got for us?
Geez, I don't know why my voice keep doing that. Anyway, I'm sorry. So mine's for today was just to reward yourself and take time to kind of rejuvenate yourself, to reset yourself, just stuff like that. we push ourselves with life. You got to take care of your responsibilities. You got to uphold your household. You got to take care of your grades. You got to take care of your family. You got to take care of everything that you need to take care of. And with that, we push ourselves so much to a point where we don't take the time to, pour back into us. So I just kind of want to emphasize that and make sure that y'all are taking the time to, maybe go shopping, go take yourself out to eat, go see a movie, just different stuff like that. Just kind of rejuvenate yourself, pour back into yourself so that you're just not giving to everybody else and giving to, different stuff that you have to do to where you have nothing left to give. So just take the time to, take care of yourself as well. So.
Absolutely. Self-love is very important, man. Self-care, all of that. I appreciate it. Anybody got anything else to say on that?
Nah, she hit that on the nose. Take care of yourself.
Hey, that's real important though. I ain't gonna lie, I be going out to eat by myself. People be looking at me weird, but I be like, shit,
I gotta eat.
exactly.
That.
Hmm.
But I appreciate you, Audrey. We're gonna go ahead and move into our next segment. We got our Black Excellence. So boom. So the first one I have for y'all is a Black entrepreneur. Uh and she also almost died. Um so and she's a teen as well, so that's pretty dope. But she got into a major grocery store and a whole distribution deal, you feel me? So like I forget what store exactly, but for her line low sodium seasonings. So it's just real good that she not only like got a business up off the ground by herself, but also did something that could potentially help us. Our people are famous for having health problems like high cholesterol and blood pressure and all that horrible stuff. So the fact that she's still making a decent seasoning while keeping the sodium levels low is pretty dope. You feel me? So that's the first one I have for y'all. Anything off that? Before I go to the second.
Nah, I saw that. I think that's pretty dope. It's a more of like a healthy branded seasoning, which is because we like what we season. We season our food. So and that is what caused the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol, diabetes, all that because um so definitely having something that's just on a healthier basis, tastes good, black owned. That's dope.
Absolutely. Anybody else? We all good? All right, all right. My second one I got for y'all is a Black music industry icon. He revealed how he helped the careers of Prince, Quincy Jones, and many others. Um, and this person is Teddy Austin. And really, I just wanted to use this article to shout out the people that work behind the scenes. Like I know, like I forget her last name, but Seven. I think y'all know who I'm talking about. The one that made "It Won't Stop." Y'all know who I'm talking
Seven
about.
Streeter.
Yeah, that's her last name. Yeah, she's like she's heavy into like just music writing and like she's behind so many songs that like the people who actually sang the song like get credit for, but honestly, she's been in her bag like crazy recently. And Eric Bellinger, is that his name? I'm stuck with
Yep.
names and stuff, but he's another one that just works behind the scenes and doesn't really get the credit he deserves. Like he's made many songs for Chris Brown. Seven has made many songs for Ariana Grande. She even helped with a Brandy song, and I think one more for Rihanna. So just to shout out to the people behind the scenes. You feel me? They're still creative, still very beautiful writers. So I just thought that was really dope. You feel me? That people are starting to get that love for being behind the scenes, even though they're not the ones singing the actual song. You feel me? So yeah, that's what I got for us today. Feel me? Something light. You feel me? Creative. But with that, we'll go ahead and move on to our next segment. We got our entertainment portion. G, what you got first?
So I got a couple things for y'all today. First thing I got is actor Kalan Walker from the movie Superfly. I think he's also in True to the Game. But he was just sentenced to 100 years to life in prison for multiple rapes to teen girls and women. I think the youngest girl was like 15. And so he was just recently sentenced. Um, with that, I also have Trey Songz was recently compared to R. Kelly.
Wait, hold on,
And
real quick. Excuse me. You said he got sentenced to 100 years for what?
100 years to life in prison for serial rape.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he
Hmm
deserved that. He deserved that.
Yeah. And then Trey Songz was recently compared to R. Kelly. And since then, he has been being hit with allegation after allegation about different sexual assault or molestation, rape charges. So I'm gonna be watching that closely because I know it's gonna definitely. And with Trey Songz, it don't surprise me. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It just don't surprise me. However, it's the whole industry. So just kind of watching, seeing what's gonna happen with Trey Songz, if he's gonna be, gaslighted like R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. This weekend, ASAP, or this previous week, ASAP Rocky was detained in LA for the shooting that happened in November of 2021. He was released on bail for 550K. So we'll see how that trial goes for ASAP, right? He's gonna be a father. And lastly, just to end on a little light note, just play a little game with y'all real quick, family. I'm gonna name a couple celebrities and y'all tell me if y'all think they a bully or not. I got this from Just Hilarious. So I'm just gonna name a couple and y'all let me know if y'all think, these certain celebrities are bullies. The first one I'm gonna name is let me see. The first one I'm gonna name is Charlemagne. Charlemagne the God.
He's
Bully
a
or no?
female. He's a female. That motherfucker's gay. Oh wait, he is a female to me.
I heard you, Tyler. I heard you, Tyler.
I definitely don't think he a bully. Like, I don't know. Kind of like what Tom was saying. He just kind of corny to me. I don't really see him as intimidating though.
What?
He's funny though. I ain't gonna lie. But he definitely be gossiping though. That's some gossip. That's
He
a
definitely
gossiping ass
does,
man.
I think the way I
Whew.
view him, he loved to stir the pot. Like he always like whatever don't go for the person, like whoever they interviewing, he gonna go the opposite way and
He
stir the
understand.
pot.
He
So
understand controversy sells. That's what it is.
yeah.
And it does. What about you, Aja?
I don't think that he's a bully. I think that he talks a lot. But I mean, like what Mark and Tone was saying, I don't really see him as a real, threat or real, nothing like that. I just think that he talks a lot. He's like an instigator to me. So
Word. Okay. 50 Cent.
he's a bully,
Hey,
but he's hilarious. He gets a pass for it because the stuff he be saying is funny. So he's like
I
a good
wouldn't.
bully.
I wouldn't say he's a bully. I would just say like, uh, I don't know though, because ain't nobody really stepping to 50 Cent. So it's like you can't really call him a bully because he's not. And it's not like he picks on like just certain people. He picks on everybody. Everybody
Everybody.
could get it. So like, yeah,
He
it's
don't
just funny.
discriminate. Yeah, he don't discriminate.
Especially when him and Floyd was going back with each other.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious. He was like, "I'll give you 100,000 if you could read a whole book out of Dr. Seuss."
Yeah, he was funny for that one. He was definitely funny for that one. What you think, AJ?
Man, 50. 50 is just 50, right? So like
50 is 50.
like
Yeah,
at the
50
end of the day,
50.
he ain't gonna be in the light of negativity really because of what he went through. Everybody has that respect for him, but at the same time, he's never doing anything this I guess you could say harmful. Unless if somebody feels like it's harmful, then who cares? Like, I mean, it's kind of like that. Like, he's never harmed anybody physically in that regard. Like, as far as the industry goes, he's just harmed them mentally or just said something about
In their
himself.
pocket. Them
Yeah,
in
it's
their
like
pocket.
it's something that's like he
You must
highlights.
have forgot about the BET Awards there with Young Buck and them. I ain't gonna lie. 50 Cent really get down with that street shit, bro. That's why a lot of people don't come at him like that.
Yeah, he highlights the obvious, like stuff that's already going on. He'll like make it seem like 10 times worse. So
Okay, okay. Wendy Williams.
Yeah, she's a bully. That's a man.
uh,
Wendy
I
Williams
don't
is a
know.
bully.
I don't know. I don't know too much about Wendy Williams to call her a bully. I don't really watch her. Like my mom be watching her, but I don't know. Like that's just not my.
She's re- she's really only a bully to like beautiful women, honestly. That's really what it is. If you ugly, she's gonna embrace you and give you the spotlight.
That's
But if you
real though. She does do that.
exactly, and it don't make no sense
She
because it's
does
like,
do
bruh,
that.
you have all the money in the world. Go fix your insecurities if you that insecure about it. That makes no sense to me.
I think she already tried. That's why we got the comment a second ago, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Right.
Reiterate it, but when I hear Wendy Williams, everybody in jail, like I know to be in jail, or whatever, be talking about her. Like my uncle was like, man, we watch Wendy Williams every morning, like, you know what I mean? They'd be like talking about that. Just be like looking up there, waiting for a new guest and stuff, and then I mean, yeah. So I'm just keep it like that.
Okay, okay. Aja.
To me, I don't think that she's a bully because, in my opinion, don't nobody be checking for her. The only people, like Mark was saying, is she's in for the older generation. So I mean, don't nobody. I don't know why she's still on air because I genuinely don't know nobody that really watches her or pays attention to what she be saying. So I mean, to me, you got to have some type of credibility or some type of popularity to be quoted as a bully. So yeah, I wouldn't
Okay,
call her a
okay.
bully.
She got them jails behind her.
She got the
She gonna do
jails
what she want.
behind her.
She's like big as fuck. Like she's gonna do what she want. Like
She ain't been on her show for a little minute. I think she might be back on though. They've been having co-guest stars do her show for her, which her ratings have gone up since they've been having like co-star do it while she's away for whatever she's away for. So every week they have different co-stars do her show, which is crazy because like cancel the show. But whatever, whatever, right? All right, I'm gonna do one more. Kanye West.
Nah, he just weird. That's all that
I,
is.
yeah, I guess so. But I think I don't know. I feel like smart people are weird in general. Like
Yeah.
when you really an intelligent person, you just like really weird. I don't know.
You come off weird to other people.
Yeah. Nah, they really are weird. Like he's a weird ass dude, but he's smart though. You know what I'm saying? He just has a weird way of like showing that shit.
yeah, Kanye is definitely a genius in his own mind. I think the biggest thing with Kanye is every time we hear about him in a negative light, or if he's ever like talking down on somebody, it's got to be about like his baby mom or family or some type of thing like that. So that's usually what happens with Kanye, but he's never talking disrespectful to nobody. Like really, usually when he's talking disrespectful, like it's to check somebody, not to like disrespect somebody. So
Yep.
Exactly. Kanye ain't been the same since his mama died, for real, for real.
He ain't been the same since his mama died. That's what it is. That's what it really is. Oof. Out
But
here,
nah,
you
he's
think
not
he a
a
bully or
bully.
no bully?
Um, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to Kanye, but based on what I do know about him, I don't think that he's a bully. I haven't really heard much about him antagonizing situations. Besides, of course, the situation with Kim. But I mean, like I said, I don't pay attention to that too much, so I don't know the full story behind that. But yeah, I wouldn't say that he's a bully.
Right. All
I
right,
say
y'all.
he's a
That's all I have
troll.
for entity. You said what?
He's a what?
I say he's a troll. He's definitely getting in this trolling bag recently. It's
He
either
has been, but
really
that's because he also like Kanye understands how social media works. He understands how the social media works, so he knows that if he's gonna have his name out there anyway, he wants to be the one to control his narrative. So
Yeah.
nah.
he's definitely been out there.
All publicity
He's
is good
definitely been out
publicity.
there. All publicity is good publicity because he's still getting attention. People, you feel me, are still, whether they're talking about him in a positive light or a negative light, they're still talking about him. And he knows that, and he knows
Really,
that. He uses it to his advantage.
Mhm.
I
That's why
feel
he's
you.
a genius. That's why he's a
Nah,
genius.
he definitely a genius. It's just like the whole dressing up as a Bush thing, and then like
He's a weirdo. Yeah, yeah. I
and
mean, and
then
that he's weird. And
But you got to understand when you got money like that, bro, you can literally do whatever do whatever you want. So like a lot of us that said we wouldn't do shit that Kanye probably doing, bro. If we had money
you
like that,
probably would
we'd
if you
probably
had
be
the
out there.
money.
We'd probably be out there in the bush too.
bro, there's
If you
no
had,
way.
and you gotta understand, at that time, Kim was not letting him see the kid.
Nah, I
So
understand that, but
yeah,
that's
you feel
as a
me? I
person,
got all this money. I'm gonna see my kids. I don't give a damn if I gotta dress up as a bush. I'm gonna see my kids, like
Yeah, no,
regardless
that's
of whatever.
hilarious.
Like you feel me? Now it's when he dressed up as the mailman and pretended to be Pete Davidson's mailman,
Yeah,
and
that's a little too far.
yeah, yeah, he does extra. He does extra. But he's not a bully. He's definitely not a bully. He just has money and likes to have fun. That's all. I feel like when you have money, you should like to have fun. Like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg has so much fun with his money. So much
I'm
fun with
saying.
it. Snoop Dogg is always doing something. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? And he's always just having fun, having a ball. He be having a ball, okay? I love to see it. I really do. But that's all I have for entertainment for y'all. Them couple of cases to be looking out for. Kalon Walker has been locked up, so we won't be seeing from him in any more movies or anything like that. Trey Songz has been compared to R. Kelly, and
See, I only got one thing to say on that though, because like I believe rape and all that should be like held to the highest account, like when it comes to going to jail and shit. But I feel like it's such a backward system. Like, on God, when I got sentenced for my gun case, there was a white dude before me that got sentenced for having sex with a minor, bruh, and the judge gave him 6 years probation and said, "All right, sir,
uh,
hope the best to you." And then when it came to me, he was trying to ban me. I'm like, dang, bro, like. I'm not carrying a gun because I'm out here trying to start problems. I'm just not trying to die. I could go to jail and get out. I
right,
can't come back from the grave. So that's the
right.
only thing is that like there's a real big racial and like in
It
unequalness
is.
when it comes to the sentencing of rapists, depending on what your race is.
It is.
I'm
It is,
So
and
saying.
that
that's real too. And also, depending on your status and stuff like that too. Like high celebrity black men, they love being able to throw them under the jail, and you feel me, throw away the key and lock them away forever. And on top of drag their name through the mud at the same time. Um, which
Yeah.
rape, it don't matter
it
who
don't
you
matter what
are,
race
your
does it.
race.
Yeah,
It don't matter
yeah.
what your race is. It don't matter your age. It don't matter your celebrity status. It shouldn't matter none of that shit. Rape is rape, right?
Hmm.
So it should all carry the same sentence, the same charge, the same criminal aspect from it, and it doesn't. And that's what's real fucked up about it too. And it's really like it comes down to like a, you know, not a what you know, but a who you know. Um, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's definitely fucked up, you know. And I don't know all the people who, you know, accuse Kalan Walker, but I know the cases that, you know, came forward or whatever. A lot of the girls in his situation were young and were minors and no, like young aspiring models and shit. And it's just the industry is fucked up.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. And it doesn't protect the industry doesn't isn't meant to protect women at all. So, you know, that's another scary factor as well when, you know, being put into the industry and for different things. Like, you know, like Lotto was just um saying she was having a hard time clearing some of the features on her album because you feel me, dudes don't know how to keep it business. Like the men in the industry don't know how to keep it business. They always trying to get into the female's pants, and you know a lot of these women just want to try to keep it business. Some of them do, some of them is with it. You feel me? It depends on the woman, but at the end of the day, you should still keep it business, and it happens a lot in the industry. Um, I'm really gonna be watching this Trey Songz case because, like, with him being compared to R. Kelly, but they're saying, you know, Trey Songz not only
Yeah,
is
that's the
rapey, but
minors.
they're saying he's abusive. They're saying all types of shit about Trey Songz,
Any
and
minor cases?
I don't know about any minors. I really
Oh,
don't. They haven't said anything so far from any minors, but you got to remember Trey Songz started out as a minor.
yeah.
So, you know, when shit like this starts to happen, stories start to come up from years ago and 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 years ago. So who knows? Who
We
knows?
just
I've been listening to Trey Songz music since I was a little girl myself. You feel me? Since I was
it's
a little girl, and he's been talking about sex. He's never not talked about sex.
it's just
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like with that situation, I could see where like they probably would like because I feel like Trey Songz is one of them dudes like they so used to getting any woman that they want that when they don't get the woman that they want, it's like
Yep.
offensive to them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
how dare you not
Yep.
want to give me some pussy? Like,
Right.
and then another thing too is that like fucking motherfuckers need to stop being so freaky. Like it made
For real,
but
cause
see, at the same time though, like, cause even with the Bill Cosby shit, like them white women knew that they was popping pills. Like that was during the time when they was popping them, whatever them
Yep.
pills was like. So like, as a, you gotta kind of like think with chess though. You gotta think like, all right, yeah, this woman is with it right now, but like this might be leverage for them type shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, you gotta just stop being so freaky. If you're gonna be freaky with your wife, cause your wife ain't about to just, you know what I'm saying, do some shit like that. But you can't just be freaky with every person you come into contact with. It's just, I don't know.
That's real. Now that's real though. Like for real, y'all listen to Tone on that one because like, you know, a man can only get it from a woman if she gives it to him or if he
Exactly.
takes it. And if he takes it, it's rape.
mm-hmm.
So if you give it to him, then that's your choice. Now, if you choosing to give it to him and then you want to go ahead and I'm gonna give it to him too. And now I'm gonna give it to him. And now I'm gonna give it to him. And now I'm gonna give it to him. That's
And
your choice.
I ain't gonna lie too. A lot of women need to like me.
Stop
I'm a
giving it to him and giving it to him and giving it to
yeah,
him and giving it to
exactly.
him.
Exactly. And not only that though, like me, I'm the type of person like if a girl comes too drunk, like this happened recently to me, like girls be coming up to me dummy drunk talking about they want me and stuff. I don't like a girl that's already drunk. I have to get the confirmation from you before we start drinking that
Before
you
you
want to
get
hook up
drunk.
with me. Cause now I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's a little rapey. Cause I'm like, bruh, I don't know if you just fucked up and you just feeling some type of way and I look good, or if you really genuinely want to hook up with me. So like that's another thing
And
too, is
that's
that
how a lot of rape cases come about too, especially
Mm-hmm.
young rape cases, because
yeah.
it's like, you know,
They don't
you
even
think
realize
that,
they getting stroked until they like kind of sober up during the sex, and then they be
yep,
like, "Oh, this ain't what I want," and it's like, "Dang, it's
yep.
already too far for that."
Yeah, you got to
So
be careful. You got to be smart. You can't just, you know, and it is. Fellas, it sucks. It does. It sucks, fellas, right? Because here you got a female throwing herself at you, throwing herself at you, throwing herself at you. And now, like, you feel me, in situations, like young situations, shit that happens at like high school or college parties, right? That testosterone influence from other males. Oh, bro, you're not gonna get it. She throwing herself at you. She throwing herself at you. Now it's like, now it's a conscious. Now you gotta really think. What are you about to do? Think about the smart decision. This shorty is drunk as hell. You got the devil and the angel on your shoulder. You know she drunk. Leave that heifer alone. Oh, come on, bro. She throwing herself at you. She want it. Give it to her. She want it. Give it to her. She want it. Leave that heifer alone.
Nah,
You
man,
gotta
I
for real
definitely,
think and really process the ins and outs of that situation.
I definitely feel what y'all saying. And you know, when you're young, dumb, and full of cum, like it's easy to make like those
Them
mistakes if
this
you don't have
hmm
the right influences around you. But ultimately, it's what Tone was saying. If you don't have that confirmation, if you ain't already been fucking with Shorty, if you ain't already like established that relationship, then just leave it alone. But it goes back to what you was saying, them influences. I'm telling you, man, but it ain't even worth it, bro, because them 30 minutes of your life is gonna be a couple years in prison fucking around. Unless you're, whoever was in front of Ton and got 6 years of probation, whatever that
Boy,
means. But
boy, boy,
yeah.
boy, boy, boy.
Yeah,
It's
I
hard
went
out.
up there. I'm like, if they doing that to them, they about to slap me on my wrist. They like, nah, you're going to the pen. I said, oh man,
The justice
this shit
system
done
is
flipped
not
the whole script.
fair. Boy, the justice system is not fair by any means necessary. And that's why that's why we do what we do to try to push and tell our youth as best as we can to avoid the system. Stay out of the system. You don't even want to get caught up in the system because the moment you do, they want you
Revolving
forever.
door.
Man, that's a revolving door, and they want you forever to be trapped in that door to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. And it could be, one situation after the next. They can be related, they cannot be related. You can be innocent the whole time. But the moment they get you in the system, they want to keep you forever. So y'all just map them out there and let all the ways and all the days, make your next move your best move because you don't want to be caught up in those situations. And boy, boy. I don't know. I feel bad for any female that's ever gone through anything like that because that's hard. But also dudes, I feel bad for dudes that go through, especially like because false rape cases happen all the time. False rape cases happen all the time, and that's what be messed up too. You feel me? You get a female that just accused a dude of raping, he never even raped her, and now his life has been ruined. Y'all do know that rape ruins people's lives. You got to register as a sex offender, and now you registered as a sex offender, people think you a pedophile. That's not
Mhm.
even the case. And that's not even the case. So
And you
you
gotta
just
go
gotta
door
be
to door type shit.
yep,
Letting motherfuckers know,
and
like,
let
listen,
let people know, like boy. So it's messed up. You don't want to falsely accuse nobody of rape, and you don't want to rape nobody. You just don't want to be caught up in them situations, y'all. You do not. Whether you a regular individual or you a high profile celebrity, don't matter who you are. Don't matter who you are. Consent. Consent, 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 consent. You want to consent. If you ain't got consent, it's rape, period. Women can rape too. Don't forget that. Consent. If you don't have the consent, it's rape, ladies. If a man tell you no, and you keep pushing at him and keep pushing at him and keep pushing at him, and he eventually give in, you just raped him.
no means no. Let's
No
get it.
means no. No means no. Period. But we're gonna go ahead and move on, y'all, to our next topic. Is sports with
Uh,
AJ.
I so everybody living in Denver, you know what I'm saying? The Nuggets down 3-0 against the Warriors. They ain't got Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr., so it is what it is. But good thing I think they say Jokic, Nikola Jokic is a finalist for MVP, so that's kind of cool. Him being a back-to-back MVP would be tight, especially for just our city in general. But yeah, that's really with sports. And then the other thing that I got, you know what I mean? Everybody know, when you fly high, man, you can't be messing with people. Like, and
Tyson Rock.
during the week, you know what I'm saying? Some drunk ass dude was messing with Mike Tyson, and I don't know who told that man it'll be a smart decision to do that shit. But this man just drunk behind him, just kicking on it, just hassling him, At first, Mike Tyson was cool, like, yeah, I'll take a picture, you know what I mean? All that. And next thing you know, like, boy just won't stop. And then Mike Tyson just went behind his seat and start throwing haymakers. Boy, he was covering up, you know what I mean? So everything ain't land, but boy had a whole
He
Things
got him.
still hurt.
He
yeah.
busted his face pretty good.
Them
Yeah.
things still hurt.
Well, yeah, he busted his face pretty good.
So
sure.
I think they said in that case, after the situation, they had to escort Mike Tyson off, and the boy got medical attention, and he went to the police, obviously. So just
He's not gonna get
Sounds about
nothing though.
right.
The video clearly shows that y'all were harassing this man.
yeah.
Clearly. And
You
you
gotta.
know, and
I don't know where people's common sense is. Anybody that's worth a lot of
they don't
money,
have
if they're
none.
walking by themselves, that means they will fuck you up.
I
Tyson doesn't
promise
walk
you.
with security guards because he knows like who's gonna run up on Tyson.
Yeah, so
And
So
that's real. That's real. The thing, and then y'all are on a plane. You're harassing this man
but
on
I
a
ain't gonna lie,
plane.
Tyson's slacking. He over here on regular ass plays. What he expect is gonna happen.
Like in the regular ass seat. Look, but that's because he's Tyson. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to mind my business. You feel me? Yeah, cool. You recognize me. We can take a pic. It is what it is. But now you harassing me. I mean, and y'all, if you haven't seen the video, you gotta go find the video. But dude was for real harassing Mike, kicking his seat, being all over his seat, trying to all up in his face and shit. Like, boy, boy, boy. This generation is crazy as hell because, like, where's your respect at? Where's the respect? Like, dang, you just gonna harass this man. And then, like Tone said, where's the common sense? Where's the common sense at? You think he gonna just let you harass him?
that man trying to get some sense. He ain't worried about common sense shit.
Woo! Boy, 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 boy,
He
boy,
got some
boy,
If you look at
sense.
it that way, shit, he might get away with a couple thousand, couple 100,000 or something. He ain't getting away with no mill though, but he might be able to get away with something small, just for his medical attention and
Yeah, probably just for the
some,
medical
something
attention. That's
small.
about it.
Why is that? He was done. You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, I think that was it for sports. Anybody else got anything to say?
Nah.
All right, we're gonna go to the hood politics then. Tone, let's go to the hood politics.
All right, so my shit is more like an open discussion with y'all. It's just I want to ask y'all a question. Why y'all think gang banging or like just gang culture is like? Why y'all think it's so popular now?
Music, media, the whole 9 yard, and that results. Like, you got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, like that shit's being broadcast all over the place. So then when people see like Snoop Dogg cripping and people see YG blooding and shit like that, then they want to blood, they want to crip, you know what I mean? And especially this newer young generation, they see somebody like Blueface or some shit, like that shit's funny. They think that shit funny. But like just like Blueface cripping and shit and crip walking and you know what I mean, the whole 9 yards, and they like, all right, we gonna be crips then, and then I mean obviously, like, especially when you in that teen age, you start to like the shit, then you start to be like, this for kids. Like this nigga rapping for kids. But really, like, nigga, that's who got you like in the gang. Like that's who started made you want to be in the gang. You know what I mean? Made you influence a little bit more. So I think it's just that. Really, that's all. And then the people around you, like people's households is fucked up. Like, I'm gonna be 100. Like everybody's household isn't equal. And that don't say that we don't all have good households or somebody that's in our household that leads us. Like there's always that auntie or that uncle that's saying, "Don't do that, don't do that," but we choose not to. You know what I mean? We choose some people choose the gang life over that. And I'm not saying that it's wrong because sometimes people feel like that's how they can provide for their family. That's how they can get some money. That's their first experience with money. That's the first person that did that. But at the same time, that ain't it. And I think the biggest thing in that situation, like if I think like kind of like what Tone said, like the gang bang in, like niggas don't even gang bang no more. Like, what is you doing, bro? Like y'all is some pussy at like, oh man, like, whew. But yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
I agree
Um,
with Aaron on that. Just with the social media and the music and stuff, this generation is big on just monkey see, monkey do. So like those who don't come from it, or like their family didn't come from it, and they just trying it out on their own. This is a big monkey see monkey do generation. So the music, the social media, all that influence, and just wanting to see what it's about and not really even understanding the intricacies of it, is why I like this younger generation gangbangs. Is what I would say.
um, I say it's as simple as uh, the youth see the potential benefits of being in a gang without really seeing the potential consequences of being in a gang. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me take it a little deeper for y'all then. So like y'all do know that like before Western civilization, what they say is being civilized and shit. Us being tribal nations, that low key, the reason why gangbanging is so enticing to us is because we come from a tribal type of environment. So do y'all think that plays a big part in it? Because I ain't gonna lie, like I don't know if it feels like it's now like with the social media and stuff, it gets like the suburban areas involved in it. But I'm saying like, why do y'all think like it's so like enticing? Like, why is it easier for a kid to be like, all right, I want to say cuz or I want to pick up a sack, then I want to be a doctor or I want to go to the NBA type shit.
I kind of think what you just said is the attention. Like niggas is after attention. Like that's all they after anymore. Like all they want is somebody to verify them as this person. Like they don't care about what their next meal is. They don't care about like all that other shit. Like the motherfucker would rather have an Android from Cricket than an iPhone from somewhere else and pay it in full. Like, that shit's crazy. Like to think about it, like these niggas ain't like you
Man,
see
you
these
nah,
Crips
but
and
it was
shit, these niggas is in dusty ass clothes. Like these niggas
hey,
is in
hey, hey.
dirt ass uniforms. These Bloods is in dirt ass
I
uniforms.
don't know.
These
I'm
all
fly
these all
crippled.
these
So I
motherfuckers.
might have to deny that shit
No,
right there, man. Because
hey, I
everybody
ain't gonna
always
lie
say
though.
East Side fools are dusty. We might be dusty every now and then, but there's a couple of us that are fly. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not
Nah,
judging
I'm just fucking with you, bro.
I'm not judging like dudes or nothing. You feel me? But like a lot of the times when you see dudes, like especially the all big homies and shit, bro, they don't look good. These niggas is alcoholics, like
Yeah, nah,
on drugs and
definitely.
shit with white shit around their mouth. Like this is
Do
real
y'all
shit.
do y'all think
I'm not
do
playing.
y'all
I'm seeing them like they're
do
like,
y'all
"What's up,
think
man? Where you from?" Like,
do
man,
y- do y'all think I think what has a big problem is that you got to understand generations change. So like when gangbanging first started, right? When it was like a little bit more, when it had a little bit more moral and ethics to it, who
Right.
was raising them? Their parents was actually raising them. Their grandparents was
Right.
actually raising them. They instilled that in them. So then when they decided to go out and gangbang and go against the grain and do shit that way, they now are raising the kids. So now you got another generation, the 90 generation, that was turned up by a different generation that was already turned up. Now you got the 2000 babies that's really turned up doing stupid ass shit because they was raised by the turned up kids in the
The
90s that just
90s.
happened to grow up. So I think that the reason why it's so easier is because, like Mark said, it's or like both of y'all said, AJ too, like the parents in our household, like if you have Big Mama who's like, nah, y'all need to go to church, y'all need to do this, y'all need to do that, shit like that, you might have a little bit more good head on your. Like me personally, I feel like because I was raised by my
See,
grandma.
and that's why I don't feel like, like that tribal instinct that we have, like we can still have that and not be, so pent against each other. Like, that tribal instinct is really just, us protecting our own. Like, them tribes and shit, they each had like, they own different kind of little way, but there was still one village. We don't have that village no more. Like, that saying, it takes a village to raise a child, and it does. That village is no longer a village no more. Why? Because where are the dads that dead or in jail? So now everybody got a single mom. Now all these single moms out here, uh, Black women, what sense of community do we really have? We don't really have one because we're so pinned against each other. So now where's the village? You got women raising these young boys up to be men, and yeah, it can be done, but can a woman really raise a man to be a man? No, because she's not a man. Can a man raise a woman to be a woman? No, because he's not a woman. Right? So you need both aspects. You need them both. You need both mom and dad. You need grandma and grandpa. You need not just your mom's mom and dad, but you need your mom's mom and dad, your dad's mom and dad, the entire village, the entire family helping raise the kids, teaching them to go the right way. We look at, um, like Black families and stuff growing up, like how many Black boys can say that they've been on, like an all male bonding camping trip, learning how to fish, learning how to survive out there in the wild, and women just gathering together, teaching the young girls how to do X, Y, and Z, and then coming together as a family and putting it all together and making it run smoothly and work well. You're not seeing that happen too much nowadays because, one, like Tone was saying, as the generations go, the generations get rowdier and rowdier and rowdier. They're having kids younger, younger, and younger. The younger you have a kid, you're still a kid. So now you got kids raising kids, and that don't make no sense. That
Yeah,
don't make no sense. That doesn't work.
like I catch myself sometimes doing it, and
It's
and even
like,
though even though even though it seems harmless, we don't understand what we instilling in kids' head. Like when I was little, seeing my older cousins and them throw up the hood, I'll throw up that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they will see me as a little kid, and I do with my daughter sometimes. I'm guilty of it. I'll be like, throw up the E, and then they do that, and we think it's funny, and we laugh and like, look at little cuz, blah blah blah, shit like that. But we don't understand that that's really like programming in a way.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're like, when you get older, you don't. Another thing too is like fucking nowadays. It's so like this generation is so soft that like people won't allow another person to like check your kid if they out of
Check your
pocket. Like me
kids.
growing up, if I was being bad and somebody in the church see me being bad, my grandma gave them all permission to whip my ass. I used to get my ears grabbed by like old ass ladies that I didn't even really like or know like that.
Hmm.
But I knew better than to go crazy at them because if I got crazy with they old ass, then I'm gonna have to
Your
deal with
grandma
my.
gonna whoop your ass.
Exactly, because then I'm making them look bad. And that's another thing too, is that nowadays we don't take pride in like how we make our people look. We're it's like
Yeah.
a selfish area. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't walk outside and be like, you know what, I need to do good because this might make my family look bad. Like we don't take pride in that no more. It's more like I don't give a fuck what people think about me, blah blah this. When really you shouldn't care what people think about me, but you still gotta have some sense of type of pride. Like I want people to talk or to have something good to say about me type shit.
Yeah.
But that's really all I had to say about that, just because that shit's been heavy on my mind.
Nah, I mean, I think like I was saying, you right on. Like I think, and I don't like to like single out the generation because I think a lot of the times we say like, you know what I mean, the
Yeah,
generation.
and I need y'all to start saying the Bloods is dusty too, because I'm tired of this shit, cuz. Y'all keep calling
Hey,
me
cuz
fucking.
I'm picking on the
Because
They
there's a
are.
lot of fucking dusty Bloods
I'm
too.
picking
I
on the
know a
east,
couple.
or I ain't really picking on the east side. I'm picking on like niggas I didn't seen in general, but like
I'm
just
I feel
just like
fucking with you, bro.
real shit though. Like a lot of the times, like we be like, we be
You can
having
only speak on what
kids.
we see, and we around the low, so.
But like I didn't seen like it's crazy because I didn't seen like my grandparents or like whatever they had kids at 13, 12, whatever. So you know what I mean? I don't think that shit new. Like I just think that the overall like aspect of family has broken up. Like we give no fucks about family, right? So like a lot of the times like we find ourselves in this world with like a 5-person family type shit or like a 3-person family, and that's all we know, right? So then we go out to the gang or something, and you know there's that opportunity to be a part of something. And I think the biggest thing, like I said, is like when you in the gang, niggas not gonna take care of you. Like people really be in like fucked up clothes and shit, and that's sad because I didn't seen gang members and like people in fly shit. Like they didn't have plenty of money, but all that shit's here. All these little niggas that don't know how to do nothing is still here, and they the ones getting caught up in everything, right? So it's kind of like that's really the fucked up situation because there's no balance in it. Like if you family, you're supposed to be taking care of everybody and making sure they know right from wrong. But
Yeah.
obviously that ain't the thing.
No, people don't do that no more. Yeah, nah, that's true, man. I mean, I feel like gang culture is more fucking detrimental than it is positive, but it's just like it's to the point where when I was going through my little change in my life, which I'm still going through, you know what I'm saying? I have times where I look in the mirror and I be like, dang, cuz like what am I really doing with myself? It's to the point where it's like I'm no longer trying to stop my bros from being in the gangs and all that because we already done chose the path, but really just trying to direct them in a way to create positivity because I don't really see I don't really see gangs stopping. Like that's not something that I just see stopping. But I do see like maybe there's a way to try to like just try to, you know what I'm saying, get as much positive out of it because there's always gonna be negative surrounding it, but it's just trying to make it positive.
Like wrecking the park. Or what you call that shit? The lockup. Niggas
Yeah.
getting together and shit. Like, I mean, I think that's crazy because like, you know, I think a lot of the people that I know, like a lot of people, especially gang members, like some gang members, especially ones at the top, they're cool with Crips, they cool with Bloods, they cool with all the other stuff. Like they don't be tripping about nothing. They be on the young ones, right? A lot of some of them know now. Don't get me wrong, some of them know what's right from wrong, but then a lot of them, the younger ones, they have no direction and they get put on this shit, and they haven't been through what the older ones have been through, some of the older ones with knowledge, and so they don't respect that, you know. So at the end of the
Yeah.
day, you know what I mean, if y'all, like Tone said, you once you in there you can't get out, you know what I mean. And I'm not gonna get upset because you in there, you know what I mean. All we can do is show compassion in that. So you know,
Yeah.
just you know, that shit sucks, but you gotta
But
make the
yeah.
best of your own life. Every life sucks, but shit, what you gonna do with it?
Real talk. But we gonna go ahead and jump into our second to last segment before we hop into our discussion. We got controversy. What you got for that, man?
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say like, you know, just leading off from the gang stuff. You know, just the idea of publicity. I think a lot of the times we get into the light of publicity, and you know, a lot of the times they say, is all publicity good publicity or is bad publicity and is good publicity good publicity? It's a little tongue twister kind of thing. But what y'all think? What y'all think about that?
It depends on what you do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if if you a podcast like this, like if this is a podcast, controversial topics could, you know what I'm saying, benefits you. Bad publicity, good publicity, stuff like that. Now, if you like, say, like you're a Christian organization that sells a certain product, and then they find out you out here fucking with the church's wives and shit like that, that's probably not good publicity. You know what I'm saying? But if you let's say I don't know. So it just depends on like what field you in. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to tarnish your brand. Because everything, regardless of what you're doing, is a brand. Like with boxing, I'm my own brand. So what could I do that would tarnish my brand, or what could I do that would benefit my brand? Even with MACM's a brand. What would be done that could tarnish, like what type of publicity would help tarnish the MACM brand, or what publicity would help like increase and benefit the MACM brand? So it's just about like your branding, really.
What y'all think? Aja, you got anything?
I agree. Because I mean, it's certain stuff that you don't want. You know, if you're, I'm trying to think of examples, but you know, like he was saying, based on whatever it is that you're doing, you know, if you're a preacher, if you're a teacher, if you're in a position of power and authority, and then it comes out that you messing with little kids, or you're um, abusing, like physically abusing kids, or you know, just different stuff like that. If you're in a position of authority to where you're held at a certain level, held at a certain standard, and looked up to, and then it, you know, some negative stuff comes out, that's going to deteriorate your credibility. You know, people aren't going to want to deal with you in the way that they do. People aren't going to respect you in the way that they used to. So, you know, but like he was saying, with podcasts and YouTube channels and just, you know, different like verbal where you're kind of sharing your opinion, stuff like that, then yeah, some publicity may be good, depending, you know, even if it is bad, it may be good to kind of draw attention to yourself so that, you know, people could try to see what you're about and stuff like that. But just depending on what position you're in and what your job entitles and stuff like that, it just depends.
Yeah. Like Charleston White, he's a perfect example.
100.
Yep.
But that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump into our topic for our final moments. So boom, we have the topic of, is the use of the N word harming our community? Does it do more, less, or no effect or no harm at all?
I think whenever, in my opinion, I think a lot of people paint the N word in a negative light, and I think whenever somebody brings up negativity, that's when it becomes negative. Like a lot of the times, like, you know, when we add the ER to it, like that's obviously towards somebody and it's negative. And I think like when I'm just having a conversation and I say, like, you know, if somebody says the word, this maybe African American or something, like there's no harm in that situation. Like there's really no harm. Maybe I guess you could say if we try to gentrify ourselves. So like, you know, I forgot what the word is, or what the phrase is, but kind of like code switching. So like if we code switch in that situation, right? So we're not all used to code switching, but basically what code switching is if you're in an environment of I guess you could say, like, if you're in like a white environment or a business environment and you go from talking hood to talking straight up and saying, oh, well, I like this today and I'm having a great day. Awesome, right? Like code switching, right? You're code switching for your environment versus like if I'm straight up like, hey, no, I'm doing good. Like everything's good, chill, I'm chill, mellow, stuff like that. Like, you know, so I think a lot of the times if we code switch, we can't code switch and call this white dude that we know like the N word, like, you know what I mean? Like that ain't gonna work, right? But maybe it's like some people see it as tearing us down. But what y'all think?
I don't think that it's harming our community unless we allow it to, like you were saying. It's kind of your intentions behind it. Me personally, I don't agree with anyone who isn't black saying the word. But that's just me. Some people have different opinions on it. But if you're using it, even if you're black, if you're using it to be, to tear down your people type stuff, then yeah, you shouldn't say it. But 9 times out of 10, that's not what we're doing. Even if we're saying the hard ER, it's in a joking way that, people probably shouldn't joke like that. But even still, it's not to be, it's not to tear nobody down. It's just we have reinvented the meaning of the word. So, I mean, people try to say, oh, well, if so and so can't say it, then why should you? Blah, 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 blah. We don't use it in the same way that other people have used it to describe us. We use it, as a maybe playful, as a form of endearment, as a just a attention grabber, stuff like that. It's like a pronoun almost. It replaces your name. So, it's stuff like that. If we're trying to get your attention, we may say that or whatever. It's not the same definition. It's not the same usage, the same meaning. So stuff like that. So me personally, I don't feel like it's harming unless we do it to be harmful, which we don't. So
Got you.
I definitely hear what y'all saying, and for the most part, I do agree with y'all because I definitely use the word quite often. But I mean, I don't know if it necessarily harms our community. I just don't really see the justice in it. Like if we are doing it to, build each other up or, whatever the case may be, then why not call him what he is, like a king or queen? You feel me? Like if that's the case, if your mentality is to help build up and et cetera, then why not call him a king or queen, you feel me? And especially if we don't want other people to use it because of the influence that colored people have in general. Like, if we want that to stop, then if we stop using the word entirely, then they use it, then it's like, okay, yeah, like, what are you doing type stuff. So I don't know. I wouldn't say it harms our community, but it kind of just puts us in a place of not moving forward type shit. I don't know.
So before anybody responds to that, I want to say 2 things. So first, the last statement about us saying stop saying it so that they can stop saying it, to me that's unfair, because we shouldn't have to stop saying a word that we don't use in that way. We don't use it in a racist way. So for us to have to be the change, to see the change in this specific situation, to me, it's not fair. I mean, I understand what you're saying because, we made it popular. So maybe if we did stop saying it in rap songs and, saying it to our friends or whatever, it would become less popular. But that shouldn't be the case. It should just be a respectful, type of thing. But then back to the first part of your response, what do y'all determine? What is like the criteria for a king/queen? Because I feel like that's kind of more common now to call, especially Black people, kings and queens. But what makes a person a king or a queen, in y'all's opinion?
First of all, I'm not calling no N-word a king. Like, first of all, I'm sorry. I'm not calling you king, bro. Like, that's just what it is. Like, that's some we gonna leave it last week. But yeah, I'm not doing that. So I'll call because like, if you come at me with respect, right, then I'm gonna show the same respect back. So like you're showing that you're respectful to yourself, like you're not coming at me no type of way. But then B, you're showing me respect, right? So you're being respectful to yourself, and then yeah. I was looking at the camera, but no, you're being respectful to yourself, and then at the same time, like you're showing me respect in that environment. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that, but I'm not about to call no dude no king. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm not bowing down to nobody but that. Like,
Man, I don't even think it's that deep for real, because I have a strong relationship with God, but at the same time, like me telling another man that he on his king shit don't make me no less of a man, nor does he make me or make him above me.
now that phrase is good. That's a good phrase. Like, you on your king shit, bro. Like, that's a phrase.
Just actually
but like,
referring to them as a king is that?
Yeah, like if I'm like, hello, my fellow king.
Nah, see, that's too deep. Like I even be like,
That's an East
I had
Coast
a
thing though. A
situation.
lot of people in the East Coast talk like that.
I'm okay. That could be a reason, but I'm saying like I even had a situation where the homie had a girl that was just kind of being real weird, and just with no hesitation, I'm like, well, hold your head up, King. It ain't nothing like, oh, I'm about to bow down to you. You are now over me. You're my savior type shit. No, it's none of that. Nigga. Like
See,
if
that's encouraging. That's encouraging.
But I'm saying though, if we use the N word to uplift and reclaim and all this other shit, why not remove that word with all the negative connotations that it's had over the last few decades? Because slavery was not that long ago. Uh, why not? Because I'm not saying get rid of the use of the N word so that other people stop doing it for that reason specifically. I'm saying there's no reason. Like you're telling me, if you were able to go back to 19 whatever 30 or 40 and then be like, yo, what up, my nigga, they wouldn't look at you dumb.
No, they would look at you dumb back then because at that time, like they really like that they didn't even want to hear the word because
That's what
it
I'm
was being
saying.
used that so violently. Like if you was called a N word, like guarantee like nigga, you might have somebody at your house that night. Like your house might be on fire, your car, your something like might be burning down. Like real talk. Like that's how crazy it was. Like people don't understand that. Like you be like you use that slang like, oh boy, why don't you go over there to your corner or something like that, and then it's like you know what I mean, like real
Yeah,
Man,
talk,
I get that.
all
and
I'm
then
gonna say and then I'm done talking is if your intentions are to uplift or build relationships or whatever the case may be, there are so many other things you could say than the N word. And I'm guilty of it because don't get me wrong, like I say nigga heavy. Like it's
it slipped
a
for
part of
both
my
of us.
vocabulary. But at the
See,
same time I also had an understanding that
I came to a
nah,
different understanding of it too from me going to jail and shit. Like when I was younger, I said that shit a lot, and fucking a lot of the times, like the homies Terrell, my cousins and my black cousins, they'd be like, "Nah, you cool, bro. You're not even really Mexican like that. You one of us." And I used to kind of get mad about that shit. Like, "Nah, fool, I'm fucking Mexican. Don't tell me I'm not fucking Mexican." But then when I went to jail, I was locked up with this old ass dude, like a old ass Mexican gang member dude, and he was telling me, he was like, "Hey man, I see you be chilling with, everybody and all that. And I see you a Crip and all that." He was like, "But man, let me talk to you." And he just broke it down to me. He's like, "Do you got pride in who you are?" And I'm like, low key, he was trying to fucking coerce me into being from his little Mexican gang. But I'm like, hell no, cause it's Crip. But that's behind the story though. But he was just like, "You ain't got no pride in who you are and all this shit like that." And I started thinking about it. And he's like, "Yeah, man, you going around saying that shit and all that and all that. You're not taking pride in who you one, you're not showing respect for your brother who you say is your brother. And then two, you're not showing respect for who you are. He's like, you're an Aztec, bro. That's not who you are. Stop saying that shit." So when after I got out of jail, I started really thinking about that shit. Like, man, he right. So me, I'm just speaking on for like the other people that feel like well, just because you grew up in the hood don't mean you can say the N word, bro. Like you're still who you are. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't change who you are. You're still a Mexican. You're still. I'm not an essay because the essay is Southsiders, but I'm still a vato, I guess you could say. So at the end of the day, fucking like for anybody that is a Mexican or anybody that's or whatever that feel like y'all got the right for it, you don't. Period. So just stop feeling like that shit is cool and all that shit because one, you're not showing respect for your ancestors that died behind for us Mexicans, and then you're not showing respect for the ancestors that died for your black and brothers sisters that you saying that's your brothers and sisters. So it's just really a respect thing, and I think that's the problem is a lot of people don't have people to check them. Like people are scared to really check people because it makes it awkward. But it's like, nah, fuck that. Them awkward conversations gotta happen.
Yeah, I agree with Tom. I agree what Audra was saying earlier too. As long it's negative if we make it negative, but as long as we don't make it negative, we have that power and that control behind it. But really, it's what Tom was saying. It's the respect. As long as you everybody is a certain amount of respect, then it is what it is, right? White people shouldn't say it at all. Period. No version of it, no version at all. The the A, the Negro, none of that, right? Do you feel me? White people shouldn't get to say it at all. Nobody that's not black at all should say it. Period. Any form of it at all, just any format of it, it's black people's. And like Aja was saying, if we say it with the we know what it is. We know we're joking. We know that we don't mean it in no harm or anything like that. Um, because it's our word and we have that power over it. So if you're not black, you just shouldn't say it. And like Tone was saying, most people don't have somebody teaching them that respect and letting them know you can't say it. Period. It's not your word to say it. You're not allowed to say it, and that's just it is what it is. You're not black. And that's what it comes down to. If you're not black, you shouldn't say it. Now, I agree 100% with Mark. If your purpose and your explanation behind why you use it is to empower the community, then why not change the word completely? You feel me? Why not change the word completely if that's what it is? So I agree with Mark on that aspect too, but it's really, comes down to what Tom was saying, the respect and teaching people their own respect for their own heritage and their own communities, and their own cultures. And that nigga is black culture. So if you're not black, you shouldn't say it, and that's what it is.
Yeah. That's why I say food now. What up, fool?
Oh, good.
Period. Period.
But
Anybody else got anything to say on it before we wrap up?
I bet that. So at this time, I appreciate everybody who tapped into the podcast. Again, Mark Zuckerberg, go ahead and give us our account back so we can get our viewers back.
I was just about to ask that.
Come on, Mark Zuckerberg.
Couple more days.
Come on, man. But I think we still got. I'll check how many days we got, but yeah.
I think we got like a week or something till the 30th.
Not next week, but the week after.
Yeah, I think it's
30 days in August. August.
At this time, I'd also like to invite y'all to like all our social media pages. We got our Make a Chess Move page. Then go ahead and head over to our Make a Culture Move page, which is our podcast. Check out our YouTube, which is what we're streaming on now. If you want to tap into with us. Then check out our virtual artist storytelling, which is in the works. It's one of my favorite things to do over at MACM. Then check out our website at www.makeachessmove.org, which soon we will have a calendar for all our activities so you don't miss anything. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom at the website, you will see a donations tab. So send us some bread if you can, if you want to support. And as always, our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest is all MACM303. So y'all make sure y'all stay tapped in with us. We're going to be here every Friday at 8:30. With that being said.
And if you out here gangbanging, stop fucking being dusty, you dusty motherfuckers.
Straight up. But with that being said, y'all MACM out there, man.